Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to Friday Night Fire. Super excited to be here, and we're getting everything up and running on all our different systems everywhere. But super glad to be able to be here. Hope everybody is doing well and you had a good week. Hopefully, you stayed narc free. You guys were able to be safe with craziness and crazy life going on. There's a lot of different people I was talking to all over the globe, really, this past week, kind of all over the place. Just trying to tell people understand about narcissistic abuse, like what it actually looks like, what it is. We've been doing a lot of different things, trying to get things ready for a new program that's actually coming out. We have the 45-day challenge, but now we also are going to have a 7-day challenge, something a little bit more feasible and a little bit more doable for people. Just kind of do it in like bite-sized chunks to be able to kind of step forward in their healing. So we're super excited about that. As you guys are calling in tonight, like just let me know like where are you guys coming from. I'm curious to know like where you guys are all over the globe. And then want to start bringing up just like the question of narcissistic abuse. And I want you to start thinking of one thing. Okay. So just one thing that you're like, if I could figure out this, like this would change my life completely. Like if I could figure out this one thing about narcissistic abuse, I would know X, Y, and Z. Like it would be a whole lot better in so many different ways. So I want you to be thinking through what is like the one thing that if you could learn this, it would be super, super helpful. Because we're going to be able to chat about a couple different things today. Let me get this adjusted so I can see here. There we go. All right, what we got? Narcissist no longer in my life. 7 months, narcissist sober. Awesome. Ontario, Canada. Let me move this just a little bit. There we go. New Jersey. Awesome. Let's see. New York City, Missouri, Pennsylvania, Ontario. Awesome. All right. I'm trying to see like one thing, and I've got one microphone in the way. There we go. All right. Good. Yep. All right. 1 second. I didn't shut down all my browsers and everything, so I'm trying to do some of that real quick because we have too many. So keep dropping in the chat where you guys are from. And then also, what is that one thing? Try and get this stuff closed before it messes us up here. All right. We're going to try that. We'll see how long. Wisconsin, Florida. Awesome. Washington State, Dallas. All right, we're just going to have to like all messed up here. Texas, Georgia, Maryland. Hang on with me real quick. There we go. Texas and Antigua, Los Angeles. Awesome. All right. Hampton, Virginia. We're just in Virginia. South Africa, Wisconsin, Philly, New York, Arizona. Awesome. It's good to see everybody on here. Okay. So what I did last time, whenever we were on here, is I asked people, what is like the one thing? Okay, like what is the one thing right now that if you saw this, if you knew this, if you understood like what was going on, what is the one thing that could start to like change your mindset of stuff that's happening, whether it's the abuse that you've been going through, whether it's like that clarity piece, like whatever it is, like what's the one thing? Okay. And then throughout this, we're going to be answering questions, going to be inserting a couple of things just to let you guys know of stuff that's going on and stuff that's happening. Okay. A couple of tidbits of some stuff that's happening that nobody really knows about yet is one, it's a new journal that's coming out. It's coming out pretty soon. We're going to have like a sign up thing so people can get early access to it, once it actually comes on. But that's going to be coming up here shortly. No, we don't have an exact date for it yet, but new journal from regret to gratitude. We're super excited about that. So it's going to be a gratitude journal. We're going to have a whole lot of different pieces in that we're really excited to bring to the table. Second thing is we're coming out with a second challenge. So for those of you who've already engaged in the 45-day clarity challenge, like that's coming up. We're going to be in like 3 days is going to be the opening where you're going to be able to sign up for the 45-day clarity challenge and get clarity. Really good clarity. We've been honing it in. We've been like really crafting it really well to try to be able to help people and getting feedback from the people going through it of like, this is really helping. So check that out. But we got clarity challenge coming up. We're super excited about that. That's coming up here soon too. Anyways. All right. So what we got, the patterns, porn and narcissist. What's the connection? Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. See a bunch of like random stuff. How to co-parent. Okay. Comprehend the rages. I said one thing and everybody's like all over the place. Not that you all have to be like exactly the same, but like a whole bunch of words makes it hard to figure out what everybody's future faking, narcissists that have attempted suicide, how to swarm set. All right, so I'm not seeing anything. Okay, I'm not seeing anything that's like, at least consistent on the platforms. Okay, so anyways, let's see. We'll just pick one and go with it, right? So I know someone mentioned here like how to co-parent and not let them get to me for this fake person he's been, how to not let it bother. So with that, it's getting down to the truth of like what is the actual truth of the situation and knowing what it is. The truth will set you free, right? Like that's what the phrase is. That's what we talk about. And like the truth is what sets you free in the aspect that you know that they're just playing a game. Like, you know that they're trying to do this just to be able to get in your skin, just be able to look a certain way. Okay. So when we're co-parenting with a narcissist, one of the things you need to know is there is no such thing as co-parenting with a narcissist. Okay. Hate to break it to you, but it doesn't happen. Okay. What we're looking at is not co-parenting. We're looking at the idea of parallel parenting. That's where you have your responsibilities. They have their responsibilities. Whoever has the kids is responsible for the kids with whatever responsibilities the kids have on that particular day or whatever it might be. Okay. Looks like I do have to shut down Safari. All right. Sadness. It's like 80 million tabs. All right. So a lot of times what we'll see is where a narcissist will start to like change and modify stuff to look like the good person at the end of the relationship, after the relationship, all these different things. You need to understand, one, it's a game. Like it is a game of like, okay, now I'm going to do this to look a certain way. Okay. So there's not co-parenting. There's not you working on it together with that other person. It's like, nope, I'm parenting with the kids. You're parenting with the kids. Like that's it. No communication, separated, like all that kind of stuff. I do our Family Wizard app. That's a really good one. So our Family Wizard, what's a couple of the others? We Parent. There's several others out there to use a parenting app to be able to have that third-party communication, to be able to separate and be able to have something you can take to court and things like that so that you know this is where all the communication happens. It has to go through the same thing. If you open up the door for a narcissist to not communicate over that designated, like court-appointed messaging app, they'll use it and abuse it 100%. Like we see this happen all the time. All right, so first off is understand there is no such thing as co-parenting with a narcissist. There is parallel parenting, okay? Look it up. We don't have a course on it yet. Eventually we will, but we don't have a course on it yet. But look up parallel parenting because that's what you're doing. You are living separate, parallel, similar lives in the aspect that you're both taking care of the kids, okay? No such thing as co-parenting. It's all parallel parenting. Second thing is you need to learn the BIFF method. And if you don't know what that is, you'll have to look that up too. But the BIFF method is brief, informative, friendly, and firm. It means you're being very succinct with everything that you're saying and doing with that person. You're being very brief. We're not dragging it out. We're not saying a lot of things. We're not giving a lot of extra detail. It's like, nope, this is what happened. This is what I did. This is what happened. Whatever you have to explain, say, or do, it's brief. It's informative of like, I'm letting you know this because I'm supposed to, not because I want to, not because I have to. Like, I'm supposed to let you know this one thing. That's it. Okay. Brief, informative, friendly, just like, hey, this is what's happening. Okay. The friendly part doesn't have to be like super friendly. Okay. All it is that you don't look like a jerk over text. Okay. And then the firm is where you're sticking with your boundaries. Like you're not backing down from something that they've said. You're not backing down from something that has been said and been done. You're like, nope, I'm going to stay firm in my boundaries and make sure that I'm not getting run over. So brief, informative, friendly, and firm. So check that out. Parallel parenting and the BIFF method are super important in learning how to deal with a narcissist when you're dealing with a parenting situation where you have kids. Okay. The third thing, that was the second thing. The third thing was the aspect of being able to use what I call copy paste. Super easy, but it is a lifesaver for some people. Okay. It's taking what you've already agreed upon. It's taking what you've already established upon. And it's saying, hey, this is what it already has been. And so I'm just going to copy and paste the text, the message, the screenshot, whatever it might be to show this person, this is what it is. That's it. A lot of times what you'll see is you'll see the narcissist over a period of time start to either do one of two things. Either one, start to change their behavior because they're like, oh, I actually get it. They're always going to respond this way. Or they'll start to modify behavior because they don't want the response. Okay. Because they don't want the response of like, this is what's actually going on. Okay. So Anyways, hopefully that helps make sense a little bit when we're talking about co-parenting. We're looking at parallel parenting using the BIFF method and copy paste. It takes some of those emotions out of it, and you're just processing like, hey, this is what it is. This is what we already agreed upon. Okay. Why is everybody but me good enough? So I want to talk to you really quick that's a limiting belief that you're starting to believe. Okay. Okay. Everybody is not this person that is so much better than you. Because when you're thinking that, why is everybody but me good enough? You're letting everybody else dictate your value and dictate your worth. Just because you're in a place where no one understands or no one can appreciate the value that you bring to the table does not mean that your worth is actually that low. That's what the narcissist wants you to believe. Don't let them win in that area. Okay. I'm so beyond disgusted and sick, can't breathe. It's been 2 months after 11 years. How can he do it? I didn't see like the first part about that. So no, I was just talking about co-parenting in that moment. So we're talking about narcissistic abuse, people that are suffering from that, people that don't even know what's going on with it. Why does the narcissist only want his children when he has new supply, and why do they want 50-50? So really quick, the easiest way is they want the children with the new supply so they look good. They want 50-50 so they don't have to pay more money, and so they can look like a good parent. Okay. Suffering narcissistic abuse. Yeah. No, there's a lot of people in here that are, but there's a lot of people inside the community, Narc Talk community. Also, we have a community. It's called the Narc App, NARCAPP. You can go to that, go to narcapp.com, and you can be able to check that out. The biggest thing that we offer there is community, like people being able to connect across the globe. People able to connect, like meet up. We got people in the chats that have actually met up with other survivors to be able to encourage them, to be able to help them move forward. In what ways did therapy help you become a better person? I want to say in like all ways, but I know that's like way too general to what you're actually asking. Working through like emotional stuff, like understanding, like I think one big breakthrough. So I'll tell you this: one big breakthrough when I was in therapy was the aspect that emotions weren't bad. I mean, like it sounds like really like mundane and like trite, but like at the end of the day, I was like, oh, like they're not. Like it took me a long time to actually get that concept, because I was like, I don't put out those emotions. I don't cry. I don't interact. Like all those different like type of things. Like it seemed like there was good emotions and bad emotions. And my therapist was like, no, those are just you. Those are just emotions. Like it's okay. But there's like a lot of different things in therapy. A lot of different pieces. With a narcissist, I guess we got full on memory again. It's like struggling again here. Oh, come on. Trying to get it. For some reason, my that could have been part of it. It's not letting me clear some stuff really quick. And so as a result, my computer is struggling again. I don't know why. I cleared stuff off it the other day, and evidently we got too much stuff back on it. And so it's just having some issues. So we might get stuck again. It's annoying. Do narcissists have regrets about hurting their wife? No, typically don't, because it's all about them. It's not about other people. Okay. Mine went right back to her ex when I broke up with her. When she was with me, she said he didn't love her and was in bad place. Then she got with her. Nothing but lies comes out of the mouth. Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is just straight up lies every single time. Blocked out of uh, Yeah, it blanked out because of we're having some technical issues. Looks like everything started streaming though, but for some reason it's not handling it. And for some reason my Finder isn't coming up so I can actually like delete stuff off my computer. Like it won't even like load. What the heck? How do I get to my like downloads folder, like delete files that I have? So weird. All right, sorry, I'm trying to get this before my like computer like keeps shutting down. But for some reason, it's not letting me even open up stuff on the computer. What the heck? All right. So it looks like it's pulling us back up. It's just like random. Why do they shower you with gifts? Oftentimes they make you not pay attention to what the problem actually is, to not pay attention to what's actually happening. Let's see. Didn't know we could actually pause that. That would be helpful if we could actually pause it. All right, here we go. Got one. Sorry, guys. We thought we fixed this last week. We like even ran some tests and it looked like it worked. But for some reason, here we go. TikTok, drop a couple comments. Let's see if that one's working. Okay, that one's working. I got it paused. And so all we're like technically like sort of streaming is YouTube as far as live on my computer. All right, we'll try that. Hopefully. All right, everybody should be back up. Sorry, it took us a little bit there, and we'll see how long it lasts. If it doesn't, then we'll probably be either on TikTok or Instagram. We'll just have to make it work. Okay. Vicky, what's up? Good to see you. All right, let's see. I need to talk to my dad. I don't know how I left 7 months ago. I'm not sure where that's going to. It's frozen for y'all. Video stuck. Oh, do I have to click play? That's weird. All right, Instagram, is the video unstuck now? Let me know. Sleeping. Okay. When the mask drops for the first time, what is it like? The big part about that is like exposure. Okay. Like the big part is like it's all about like exposure. Like when the narcissist gets exposed, like that's when it gets like really crazy. Like it's very like unnerving. Let's see if we can get this back up. So many technical difficulties running this stuff. I don't know why. Why does my narcissist keep coming back only to breadcrumb? Makes no sense when he has options. Yeah, and one of those options is you. Okay, so part of the problem is like he keeps coming back and you keep accepting the breadcrumbs. And I'm not saying that to be like mean. I'm just saying like, hey, we need to acknowledge like, why does he keep coming back? Part of the reason he keeps coming back and breadcrumbing you is because you're letting it. So we need to be able to take like a step back and be like, okay, like why does he keep coming back to me when he's got a lot of other options? You have to remember and put in full perspective, you're one of his options. That's why he keeps coming back to you. Okay. So we just need to keep it in a quick perspective there so we make sure we're on the same page. There's a reason why. Okay. All right. Oh, there it is. Let's see real quick here. It's because a lot of times, so we record so many videos, it like backs up on the computer, and I try to get them off every single day, and I do get them like off and uploaded, but like a lot of times I forget to go back and actually like delete them off the computer, so that's why the computer gets like bogged down really quick. And we just don't have an external hard drive, so we upload them all, and then kind of move them. So yeah, It gets a little interesting sometimes, but that's why we're having some issues with all the servers. Anyways, final discard will always be the supplies move. Yes, very good way to put that. Very good way, because it needs to come back and understand, like, hey, it's in your power. And that's the thing, is a lot of people don't realize that it's in your power to make sure it's the final discard. It's in your power to make sure that you're actually free. And that's why we have the Clarity Challenge that's coming up here. You're going to be able to sign up for that January 23rd all the way up to February 1st. 45 days to be able to transform your life. Because a huge part is like understanding that it is in your control. So many people think that it's not. So many people think that they don't have the capability to get out, or they don't have the mindset to be able to get out. And they don't, because they're stuck. They're trauma bonded with it. We've got some people that are going through the Clarity Challenge that are radically transforming their lives in multiple ways because of the fact that they're able to see, like, this is actually giving me clarity. This is actually helping me understand more than what they've ever seen before. So like, we're super, super excited about that. So check that out. You can go to claritychallenge.net. claritychallenge.net. That is a challenge, 45-day challenge that we recently put together. It's been running for a couple months, but we've seen some really good results coming out of it. People actually getting free, not just from like physically, but mentally and emotionally. Like, that's the biggest piece. Okay. Plan my escape for a year. No, absolutely. You have to plan sometimes. Sometimes it's really tight. All right. What else we got? Do you think it's good to go no contact with narcissist ex-husband despite we have kids together? If that person is toxic, lying, not vulnerable, not showing consistent change, absolutely. I think it's beneficial. I did a video today that comes out next week. It talks about the idea, can you actually heal when you're with a narcissist? And I don't think you effectively can. And I think there has to be, at the very least, some separation, some like disconnect to actually get to the place where you have enough space and enough capacity to be able to work through what you're actually dealing with. Okay. Is it possible after ending a relationship with a narcissist to be friends? I think I'm at that point. Would be a platonic friend to enjoy good qualities and avoid the chemistry that drew me. No, I don't think that's possible at all. Good luck. Because typically it'll just be another play to be able to use, abuse, and control you, even if it's friends. Typically it doesn't happen. Especially if you've been romantic. No. That's hard because you need to raise kids together. If one person is toxic and abusive, you don't have to do anything together. Okay, we need to understand, like if they're abusive, like, you don't have to do anything together. Okay, is the narcissist community on Facebook? No, the narc app. It's actually, you can access it on the web, or you can do it through the actual app itself, Narc app. So you can go to narcapp.com, NARCAPP, narcapp.com. Okay. Why did they say, well, I didn't ask you to do that when you've done something kind for them? To make you feel bad for something you did that was nice, and it's to turn it around on you. Well, narcissists lie about wanting kids and absolutely do not want them. Yes, because like the idea there is like, I want kids so that it looks better, and so I look like a better human being for you, but I don't actually want kids because of the fact that they're an inconvenience and a liability, and they cost a lot of money, and they're going to inconvenience me. Like that's the whole thought process. Okay, the friend thing is bad. I tried it horribly, crippling, and healing. Yeah, absolutely. Ex-husband hooked back up with his crazy ex literally a month after he moves out. Yeah, he's probably replanning that. Okay. He told me something, to be honest, but kept saying he didn't have to tell me anything. Yeah. If they don't want honesty, if they're not going to actually like engage with honesty, there's nothing you can build on. Like, there's no hope in the relationship, period. Can narcissists change back to the love bomb version for the next supply, but typically not for you. Once they've made that switch in your mind, you're either all good or you're all bad. Once you switch to all bad, it's almost impossible to pull it back. Can narcissistic abuse cause health problems? Absolutely. CPTSD, like that's a huge one. A friend of mine has autoimmune some stuff. They also have like OCD. Like there's a lot of different things. Like there's a litany of different things. I don't even know all of them. Let me see. Is it in this book? No. Nope. Question is, how fast can I actually find it? There's like so many good things I can say about this book. I'm not going to find it fast enough. All right. They can cause a lot of different things. Now, I was trying to look it up for you so I could tell you really quick what some of them are, because I am not good enough to remember every single thing. Yes, I know. Where is it? Defined Health fallout from. There we go. Hang tight. They commonly, so narcissistic abuse is written in the body. Okay. As we've discussed, such children experience brain and hormonal trauma response that can last a lifetime and lead to a variety of acute and chronic dysregulation and disease. They commonly develop CPTSD and other health fallout, including autoimmune disorders, profound sleep disturbance, vulnerability to addiction, self-destructive behaviors, and an inclination towards further victimization in their relationships. Okay. Now, this is talking particularly for people grown up in narcissistic homes, but it also works for everybody else. Like CPTSD is real. And if you want to know, I was reading from the book, The Narcissist in Your Life by Julie Hall. Fantastic book. It's one of the better ones that I've seen, actually talking about narcissistic family dynamics and family systems. Okay. My experience, hair loss, weight loss, CPTSD, OCD, speech issues, memory issues, and that list goes on. Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. It's complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So it'd be like PTSD. So like someone being in like a wartime environment or something like that and like having a moment, except it's complex because it's continually going. Like it's not stopping. You know, that's that piece where you're stuck in a narcissistic relationship. You're constantly having that. Okay. Chronic anxiety. Yeah, no, absolutely. You don't have to do anything bad for them to switch on you. They kind of set isn't like yours. Yeah. Their mindset isn't like yours. Yeah. No, see, there's trauma bonded for sure. Absolutely. A lot of people get trauma. Someone developed heart issues. Yep. Get married and then destroy them. He recorded illegally, stole money and my identity. Since leaving my narcissist ex, I'm no longer gluten intolerant, lactose intolerant. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You don't have to cut the gluten out. Just cut the narcissist out. That's awesome. Panic attacks, heart palpitations, terrible during last 5 years of narcissist. Yeah. So, I mean, there's tons of things. So like, not just like me saying it, but tons of people in all the different comments everywhere, like validating and saying like, hey, this is what's been going on. Like, this is what I've been seeing. Okay. Some random spam on Facebook. There we go. I got diagnosed with CPTSD last year. It's awful. Yeah. The Body Keeps the Score. Absolutely. That's a great book. I actually don't remember what I have in my bio. I need to check actually to see. Okay. All right. I cannot type. That is part of the problem. What do we have? We have. Yeah. No, I don't have that one. So I'll have to change. We'll have to change the one I do have. Anyways. Does narcissists normally always hoover? I would say yes. Better safe than sorry. Okay. Doctors, I thought I needed a pacemaker. Nope, just need him to leave me alone. Yeah. How do you tell the difference between someone who is just toxic or narcissist? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. End of the day, toxic is toxic. Like you need to understand, like you don't need a label to actually leave a toxic person. You don't need a label to actually get away from a narcissist. Sometimes people look for the label so they can justify leaving. Okay. Any merch yet? Nope. I had to actually pause the whole merchandise shop. We were going to be running with that, and then we had to pause it because we were in so much production with another journal that's getting ready to hit the shelves here within the next couple of weeks. And then also a brand new challenge that's coming out. That's a 7-day challenge, but that'll be coming out like next month sometime. Right now, what we do have, and we've been trying to just let people know, the 45-day clarity challenge is opening up soon. You can go ahead and you can just get on the pre-list. So like as soon as it opens up, before like the spaces fill up, you can actually get in on it. There's a couple people last month that actually missed out on it. They weren't able to get into it in time because they all start like together. So if you want to check that out, go to claritychallenge.net. Think of it this way: 45 minutes for 45 days could transform your life radically. We've got people that are getting radically transformed coming through there, getting an immense amount of clarity of who they are, of what's going on. Like a huge part. Okay. If you go ahead and you go to claritychallenge.net now, you can go and enter your information. That way you get on the list as soon as possible once it actually goes out. But it'll be going live on the 23rd for you to sign up. The course starts on the 1st. You want to be able to get it before it fills up. Last time it filled up, we had a couple people who were waiting for it. Okay. We're trying to keep the group small right now because we're trying to make sure the engagement is on point. We're still working out like a couple little like small like tweaks and everything. And as far as like the system, trying to make it work really well together. Okay. It's also going to be, I think it's also going to be coming to the NARC app. We're trying to like actually build it around. We're building like a bunch of different things with it right now. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff. Merch will be coming eventually. I still ignored red flags. Now looking back to see the pattern with me and other women, even the kids, he has no contact, but he was always the victim, of course. Yeah, always switches around. Is it normal for a narcissist family to abandon the kids once the ex leaves the narcissist? Yes, I would say that is pretty typical. Still attracted to people who remind me of my abuser, and I want to get rid of this horrible pattern. So would love to have you join the Clarity Challenge once you can understand why you're actually doing that, but it goes back to the story that you're believing. Like there's some story, there's some thought, there's some idea that's in your mind that keeps attracting you back to that person. Not that person, but just like the attributes. You know, a lot of times that's where your perspective is shifted and your perspective is shaped a certain way, maybe because of your upbringing, because of previous partners, because of other stuff you've been through in life, but it's shifted that way. Okay. Let's see. How long does the love bombing last? Typically, people say like 6 months to 12 months, but you can't die on that molehill of saying like that's exactly what it is. Okay. Clarity Challenge, you can access that by going to claritychallenge.net. So it's a new challenge that we have out, 45 days, about 45 minutes a day to be able to transform your life. Take back your power, start to build back your confidence, find out who you are. Because one of the biggest things is when you get out of a narcissistic relationship, you no longer know who you are. Like there's a huge part of like the narcissist destroyed and took away a lot of you. So it's like, how do I actually figure that out? How do I actually find that, get that back? We're developing a systematic process to be able to walk you through how to find you again. Like that's the whole point of it. Okay. Why would the narcissist tell people they don't have kids? Make them more accessible to other people, maybe. TikTok made me aware of narcissism over a year ago. Absolutely. As soon as I got pregnant, he stopped being obsessed with me. Is that a trait of narcissism? It's not necessarily a trait. Like we can't hang our hat and be like, oh, that person's narcissist. We do find that a lot of people will run into stuff like that because they're no longer getting admired, adored, and all the attention because that's going to someone else. Okay. So we can't say like, hey, this is a narcissist, but what we can say is like a lot of times narcissists do act that way. Okay. Why does the family abandon the kids? I'm trying to gain clarity to the massive confusion. So I need a little bit more context. I tried to answer it before, but I'm not sure. So is it like you and the kids and then narcissistic family and then you split and then they're abandoning the kids that way? Is that what it is? Great content. Keep it up. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Do narcissists tend to treat primary supply worse than other supply? I would say yes, but don't get hung up on supply, primary or not. Supply. Narcissist doesn't really care. They press a button and something comes out and something changes, then okay. So yes, so in that regard, so what we're talking about is you have a narcissist and you have a non-narcissist. They split. The narcissistic family, like his parents, extended family, stuff like that, abandon you and the kids. 100%. Yeah, that's normal. Unfortunately, like that's how it is. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm saying that is pretty normal because typically at that point they're either enablers or they're people that are trying to hide the fact that they're supporting or with a person that is narcissistic or abusive. And so at that point, it's like we're not going to engage. We're only going to believe that story, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I missed it. What did it say? Why did my narcissist say no one else caused me this much stress or complains as much as you? Trying to switch it back on you, make you feel like you're the crazy one, make you feel like you're the stupid one. You're not. You're not crazy. You're definitely not alone. There's like hundreds of people on here right now on different platforms that are like going through the same exact stuff. Okay. Let's see. Mine actually said he was jealous of her daughter right after he was born. Yeah. Maybe it's because we stood for ourselves early on. Should it take so long to recover? So it does take a while to recover. You have to remember, like, it takes a while to be able to heal the heart, to be able to heal your emotions, to be able to heal like what you're going through. It takes a while. Like, think of it, if you broke a leg and you had a really like bad break, it's going to take months to a year to like actually like heal and then start to get back up to speed of where you could actually function the way that you need to function. The problem is a lot of times people suffering from narcissistic abuse look at it and they're like, dang it, like I broke my leg, I should be fixed in like 2 weeks. And then they're just like, well, I'm going to forget about the doctor. I'm just going to go ahead and I'll just walk on it. I'll just walk it off. We'll just make this work. We'll just walk through the pain. And they just keep walking. And they're just like, all of a sudden, like a year later, they're like, oh man, I still have a limp. This sucks. Why do I have a limp? Well, it's because like we didn't take the time to actually deal with the problem. And a lot of times people want to run from the pain. Okay. What I have found to be consistent with every single person that I've talked to and every single person that I've coached, worked one-on-one, or had come through one of our programs, like what I've noticed is the people that stay stuck the longest are typically the ones that either don't want to accept what has happened. Now, when I say accept, that does not mean you agree or that is a positive thing on any means. It's just saying, hey, I'm being honest with where I am. I'm being honest that this actually happened. I'm being honest that this person did not demonstrate love, care, affection, respect, anything like that. Okay. So a lot of times the people that extend or prolong their healing are ones that don't actually acknowledge the truth of the situation. And they're not willing to dive deep inside themselves to be able to fix the stuff that's going on inside. That doesn't mean that you're broken. It doesn't mean that you're at fault. It doesn't mean anything like that. So don't misinterpret what I'm trying to say. I'm saying the people that heal the most and the fastest are the ones that engage with the truth the hardest. And those are the people where I give an assignment and I'm like, hey, you need to go through this process. You need to write out your story. You need to memorize it. They're like, done. And then they go to it like crazy. And then they come back to the table and they're like, I did 3 more of these. And I'm like, I didn't even ask you to. And they're like, I know, but it worked and I loved it. And then all of a sudden we start to see these people like massively grow and massively shift really fast because of what they're applying. Okay. This is why we've developed the 45-day clarity challenge, to take back your power, to heal, grow, change, and develop all inside of that, to start to rewire your mindset, to break free of the trauma bond. All that stuff is there, scripted out, like step by step. You get me coaching you every single day for 45 days to help you through a systematic process to break free. Like it takes what I do in like one-on-one coaching, and I work with people every single day across the globe, one-on-one coaching. It takes what I do and extends it out so that you can actually practice the things on a day-to-day basis and build those habits. That's what you need to develop after you've been with a narcissist, to build the habits, to build back who you are. Why am I still attracted to men who display narcissistic traits, even though I'm well aware of what and who they are? That's the story that you're playing in your head. And part of that goes back to the trauma bond. Part of that goes back to identity. Part of that goes back to what you're thinking and believing about those people and about those traits. Started reading books like Act Like a Lady, Just to Think, Man, Art of Seduction, Agreements. I didn't catch like the rest of that, so we're kind of lost there. Sorry. Do you cause narcissistic injury by leaving them? Is it dangerous? Caught my ex cheating and I left them. Good. I'm glad you got out and I'm glad you left. Narcissistic injury, a lot of times I would equate that as being like exposure. Okay. Don't judge a book 100% because Ben looks so innocent. Oh, I think you're like talking about like how they look or how they seem. Yeah. A lot of times they'll seem like people you're like, oh, this person's really nice. And you get to know them and you're like, wait a second, I didn't notice these red flags. The discard is what is hard to get over. I can't stop thinking, what is she doing that I couldn't? So the short answer to that is nothing. All right, I'm going to sit on this for a second. Okay. Now understand who put that in there. All right. So understand, apples, I'm not coming at you. Okay. Just prefacing that. I'm not coming at you. But what I need to tell you is when you're thinking that of what's this person doing better than what I could have done, you need to understand it's not about you. I preface that when I'm not coming at you. Okay. But in that moment, when you're thinking through that, like, what is this person doing better that I can't do? That implies that you're looking at a value-based system that you can do better or that person can do better than you when it's not even about you. You need to understand a narcissistic relationship is a one-sided relationship, and that one side does not include you. And so the thought of like, oh, I could have done better. No, you couldn't have, because it didn't have anything to do with you. It wasn't in your control. It was in the other person's control. It was in the narcissist's control of saying, I'm going to devalue you and do whatever I want because I'm entitled and I'm selfish. Okay. Again, not coming at you, but I wanted to be able to point that out. Even if they discard and find new supply immediately, why do they lash out with you with such vile words? Vile. Haven't heard that one in a while. A lot of times to make themselves feel better, to be able to trigger something, be able to triangulate the other supply, be able to justify the story they're telling themselves. Let's see. We started feeling like they treated us poorly. We stopped accepting the poor treatment. Yeah. Apples, you're welcome. Thank you for hearing that. Everything you loved about them is what's good about you. They mirror your good traits. A lot of times they do. So what? He just got bored of me. Why her and not me anymore? So no, it's not necessarily the person got bored with you. That would imply that like how do we answer that? I'm trying to think how to be able to answer that effectively, because it's not that the narcissist just got bored with you. That would imply that like you ran out of steam and you were no longer like attractive or good enough. Like it goes back to that same aspect. Okay. It's very much like entitlement of like, I want what I want, so I'm going to do what I want. Okay. And when you think of it, like, think of it this way, the narcissist is not even to the point of like, oh, I got bored with you. The narcissist is like, I no longer want to engage with you. Like I no longer want to put forth any effort, because the effort that I put forth so far has been all superficial and it's running out, and I don't want to actually like embrace any more like vulnerability or truth. Okay. Narcissist actually hurt someone. Will he do it again if forgiven? Typically, yes. New supply doesn't know who they are yet. New toy is not a better toy. I mean, they broke me down to nothing until I was boring. No matter how they outs you give them, they never take them. Yeah. Do narcissists come back? Yes, they typically do. Don't let them come back. Does narcissists ever cry or grieve after losing supply, or do they always believe that they can just get it back? No, I mean, there's times where I've seen them cry. I mean, there's especially like more of the covert or the vulnerable kind. There was times I don't remember a lot of times crying. Now I did with the girl with BPD, like with that, and with like the piece of like trauma bond, like, yeah, that like really jacked me up. But like a lot of times, like, no, like a lot of times it's like, nah, I'll get them back, or like, oh, like they wanted it, you know. Let's see. When narcissist discards and leaves, do they always hoover even if they have a new supply? Don't count on them not hoovering because they have a new supply. Think of it that way. A lot of times they do hoover. Okay. How was he able to spend so much money on me if he never planned on staying? Probably because you were meeting his needs or keeping his image the way he wanted it. How do narcissists become self-aware? There's this pixie dust that you can sprinkle on them from the North Himalayan mountains. No, I'm just kidding. Like there's not a concrete, because the whole thing is like they want to be able to avoid the accountability. They want to be avoid being honest. So as a result, you confront them with truth and like, yeah, no, that truth doesn't exist. And they keep like moving away from it. Okay. I have some humor. Yeah, I have some humor. Will the narcissist do the same discard to the new supply? No. Okay. Think of it this way. The reason why I'm saying this is like, yes, they can, but a lot of times the discard is going to look different, because each person is going to have a different supply and a different mask that they put on. So the discard might look completely different. So don't hold out looking like, I can't wait till this burns down the exact same way as mine, because it probably won't. Okay. Do they realize when you know them for who they actually are? I actually have a video on that on YouTube, like when the narcissist knows that you know. So check that out. Have you heard of a smear campaign? Oh, you're responding to someone. I was like, yes, I've heard of a smear campaign. But you're responding to someone. She called the police, lied. I hit her and held my son from seeing my mom. We were married. Why would she do this? To look better, to make you look worse, to put herself like higher up. Okay. Let's see. I told him to leave. He had been cheating. He willingly left. I really feel like I was completely discarded prior. Would he normally try coming back when he seemed really too despised? The thing is, like, you can't plan on it either way. Like at the end of the day, like you need to make sure you protect yourself, you protect your kids, you protect like everything else, and you need not to hold on to like they're not coming back because like they like discarded just right, or they're like it's not going to happen this time. Like you can't hold on to that. What you can hold on to is your growth, your healing, your change, your development. Okay, that's what we preach like nonstop. Like if you hear anything that I talk about narcissistic abuse, about what I do, about raw motivations, you'll hear the phrase over and over and over again: awareness, growth, healing, change, development. For what we've done, this is like the 5 things. No, I do not want to update. You better not update right now. There we go. Those are the 5 things that we've said. These are the 5 stages of healing. And we try to help people walk through this journey and all the different things we have. Whether I'm working with people like one-on-one, whether jumping in, our 45-day clarity challenge is coming up. You can access that at claritychallenge.net. You know, whether they're in the NARC app to be able to get community, like there's a lot of different things of people stepping through like stages of like their healing. Says he hates me, but still wants me. Does he really hate me? I would say yes. Because at the end of the day, like he's not willing to actually exemplify want in the aspect of actually love and care and respect for you. So like, what is the opposite of love? Like hate. Like how does a person demonstrate love? What they don't demonstrate it? No, they actually show the exact opposite. Well, then how can you say it's actually love or that he wants you? Okay. Sorry, I'm getting behind. Do some narcissists push you to leave so they don't have to? Yes, absolutely. That is a great tactic for a narcissist because then they don't look bad. Then it's you that looks bad. You're the crazy one. You're the person that walked out on them. They stayed. They wanted you to stay. All that kind of stuff. Okay. I really want to thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I thought it was going crazy until I found out what was really going on. Yeah. Just know that you're not crazy. Like there's so many people on here, you know, just be able to say like, you are not crazy. We've got several people that are going through the clarity challenge. We've got hundreds and thousands of people who've downloaded the NARC app to build community. Like there's so many people let you know, like, you're not crazy. A lot of times I like to say, you're not crazy, you're not helpless, and you're not alone, and you're not helpless or hopeless. Either way. Okay. He wanted me to find out that he was cheating instead of telling me himself. Yeah, no, absolutely. I know mine pushed me to leave and then acted surprised when I did. Because you know what's happening there is the narcissist wants you to leave. At that point, when they're pushing you to leave, they want you to leave. They just don't want to look like the bad guy doing it. Like, I want you to leave. So there was a point in our relationship where Kayla was back and forth about, should I leave? Should I not? Right? Like, should I stay? Should I go? Like, that was the whole thought process. And she was struggling with that because of the emotional mental abuse that I was putting her under. So like at that point, I got to the place where I was just like, this is stupid. Like just like leave. Like I hated it because I was like, I don't want you here anymore because like, I don't know what's going on. And I wanted to latch onto that in like the victim mode of like, I'm the victim because you can't make up your mind. Like it's all still my fault. But like I wanted to latch onto that. And so it got to be a place when like she got ready to leave. And when she finally left, it was like she'd get ready to leave and then she'd want to come back. Or she'd get ready to leave and she'd want to come back and I'd be like, oh. And there'd be this point of like, I'm like pissed off and I'm frustrated because you're not doing what I want you to do. I want you to leave so I don't have to be with you so I can go get other supply. Like you need to understand, like that's me trying to break it down like raw and real for you. Am I proud of that? Am I happy with that? No, not at all. I'm just trying to say like, that is like the thought process that was going through my head is like, I want her to leave. She's getting ready to walk out the door. Please don't leave. We can work on this. But then if she would turn around and stay, I would be pissed. Because at that point, I'm like super frustrated because what I want, I can't have because I'm not allowed to say that because then it looks bad on me, which brings out shame and guilt. I'd rather push someone away than I would honestly say, I don't want you in my life. Okay. And that's like the core of what's going on underneath narcissists is shame and guilt, running away from that, hiding from that. Okay. There you go. Some real raw stuff going on there. If narcissist hasn't contacted their kid in 8 months, does that mean they don't care? Like, I'm not trying to come at you. I'm just like, let's put it in perspective because what's put on you is that thought process of like it can't be this way. Okay. But like, when's the last time you had a flat tire and you kept driving for 8 months? Like, when's the last time you ran out of food and you're like, it's okay, I don't need to get food for 8 months? I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm just saying, like, you need to understand, you know, if a narcissist cares by their actions, not by their words. So if they haven't contacted their kid in 8 months, it means they don't fucking care. Like, we need to be able to understand this. It is by their actions, by what they demonstrate, by what they show, not by what they say. Oh, I love my kids. Or really, what are you actually doing? Oh, I want to be there for them. Okay, well, how are you actually showing up for them as a man or as a mom in the relationship? How are you actually showing up for your kids? But narcissists say, oh, I love my kids. And then they disappear. They're known by their actions. They're known by what they demonstrate. Do I agree with those ideas? You have to give me some ideas that you're talking about. I don't follow all those people and I don't watch everything. Like there's no unconditional love when it comes to narcissists and kids, correct? So unconditional love doesn't mean you need to stay in a conditional relationship or deal with unconditional abuse. Like you need to be able to understand this. Like this is why we've started to build and construct the 45-day clarity challenge to help you walk through this step by step. Like it's hard if I'm just like spitting fire and I'm just like this. But I'm like, no, like we've actually like constructed a plan to help guide you through it, not just be like, whoa, like I'm like hit upside the head with like all of this. But he's fighting to get the restraining order lifted, but not to see his child. Yes, because the restraining order is making him look bad or is making him feel bad. And as a result, he wants to get that reduced, not because he cares about the kids, but because it's affecting his image. That's all it comes back to. Okay. Yeah, we got some energy tonight. I've been trying to get back into it. I mean, this is like the third live we've done in a while. We haven't like been live for a while. Like we took like a time off with like moving, life, holidays, all that kind of stuff. Can a narcissist hurt a child? Yes, that's possible. He'd rather me be out of the house instead of confronting him on his pornography addiction. Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't want to be held accountable. Narcissists hate accountability. Don't hold me accountable because that shows the shame and the guilt of the shit that I'm doing. Okay. Cheated on and left with out of nowhere. Yeah. What about physical harm? I'm worried about people I don't know that he knows harming. I got lost on the last part of that. I'm sorry. What is with the random fake Instagram profiles, phone calls, text messages? The mother is a narcissist, and so is he. He's considered the gold child. It sounds like it's just trying to trigger you and get a response. What about shame and guilt? How did you feel about yours? So I avoided it. I hit it and I compartmentalized it. Like it even took a long time before I was able to even put words to it. And when I did, like I identified it separate from narcissism. Like I was like, oh yeah, I deal with shame, but that never connected of like I deal with shame like because I'm a narcissist. Like it never was even like a thought. He said he hates me in a rage, then cried apology. What's real? What's real is the fact that a person is okay. Listen, okay. What's real is the fact that that person is raging on you, apologizing, and then doing the same thing over and over again. That's what's real. So think of it this way. If the person walks up to you and says, hey, I love you, and they slap you in the face, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, I love you. And then they slap you in the face. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, I love you. And then they slap you in the face. Over a period of time, what's real? The words or their actions? Candace, that's freaking awesome. I'm super glad to hear that you got your own place. Super glad. That's really, really encouraging. I'm really grateful you let me know that. Thank you. Been hoping for that. That is awesome. Caught him cheating. I left. Now he wants the kids, but never did before. Does he care or is it shame? It's image. So he doesn't care about the kids. One, he doesn't care about the kids because he was cheating. Two, he doesn't care about you because he was cheating. Three, he doesn't care about the kids because he didn't care about them before. Now he's doing it just for image and to look better. Has nothing to do with the kids. Kids don't matter. Okay. So him removing the restraining order is for me, not because he cares about the kids. No, it's not. It's not about you. It's about his image. Okay. Like you dropping the restraining order, you getting rid of the restraining order has nothing to do with you. And has nothing to do with the kids. It has to do with the narcissist's image, it has to do with the narcissist's money, and it has to do with the narcissist's control of the situation, of the people, and of the story that everybody else is seeing. Okay? Doesn't have anything to do with anything else. How do you stay on top of your narcissism while doing all this stuff? Well, to be real, I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I spend a good time in meditation. I spend a good time stacking and journaling, Bible reading, prayer. Spend a lot of time doing a lot of different stuff before everybody else wakes up in the morning, and then I go to work. And when I'm working and helping other people, I'm also like working on myself at the same time. Okay. That's a good question though. I don't think anybody's like ever asked me that. Thanks. Every time I called her out, she would break up with me so she didn't have to explain herself. Last time I just never came back. Good. He keeps coming back over exactly 18 months and tries love bombing and adoration again. Yeah. So all the hold handing and love yous and cuddling, is this all about him to do what he wants? Yes. Yes, because he got his friend to be a witness, as I have a lot of evidence against him. But you need to understand, narcissists is going to do anything in their power to make themselves look better. It's all image. 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 Like, I'm just trying to like let you know, like, it is all about the image and the shame, the guilt, like running away from that. Is it true they stay away from God? I don't think narcissists can really find God because they think they are God. Why do they care so much about looking nice to their flying monkeys? That way they keep the facade, they keep the story going. How did you come to this realization? We're running out of time for me to dive into that. Yes, I said it is all in. Oh, no, you're joking. Yeah, I fell for that. You can go to YouTube and look up Raw Motivation Self-Aware Narcissist. If you guys aren't following, just do me a favor. Like, go to YouTube sometime and click Raw Motivation. Just hit subscribe, hit the notifications so you can see we're dropping new videos every single day. I go live only like one time a week. We do weekly calls inside the Narc app where we do Zoom calls and work through like specific things. But YouTube, we're dropping like 2 long videos every single day. Like, you see little like snippets of it on all the different social medias, but like the whole video is there every single day. So check that out. Raw Motivations on all the platforms. So like, we're streaming on TikTok. What are we on? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Like, check us out. Raw Motivations. Just follow us everywhere. Okay. We got lots of new stuff coming. If you guys haven't heard about, you need to check out the Clarity Challenge. Okay, 45-day clarity challenge for you to take back your power, get to the place where you actually know who you are. Because after narcissism, narcissistic abuse, you leave and you're like, I have no confidence, I have no self-esteem, I don't know who I am, I don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's up, what's down. We have people going through the clarity challenge today. We have some that just finished 5 days ago. We just finished like 2 months ago. Like, they just finished and they're like, I have so much clarity. Okay, so like, you need to understand, going through this can be life altering. Check it out. Go to claritychallenge.net, claritychallenge.net. It is a super helpful thing that we've been running. We run it every single month. There's one coming up here on the 23rd. You'll be able to sign up. You can actually get into that. You can actually like pre-sign up if you go to claritychallenge.net. Don't go to .com. I don't know who owns that one, but claritychallenge.net. Okay, check that out. It like walks you through all the stuff that's in there. You get put in a group of survivors that are going through it at the same time. That's what helps. The community piece. That's where you build the Narc app to like be able to help people have community. Okay. Awesome. Do we have to okay for it? I don't know what okay is. Can parents of narcissists be narcissistic themselves? Yes. A lot of times again. Do you agree that the tools and healing process is different for a narcissist survivor versus toxic relationship? That the tools and healing is different for a narcissist versus a toxic relationship. A narcissist is a toxic relationship. I'm missing what you're trying to say. I'm sorry. It's different for narcissists and a survivor, or narcissist survivor versus a toxic relationship. I think the tools are similar. Like, you have to get back to like the reality and the story that you're telling yourself. And we walk people through that in the 45-day challenge. Tony, what's up? I've not seen you in forever. Been gone for a bit trying to continue my healing. I'm doing great. Oh my gosh, that is awesome to hear. I'm so happy to see you, and you seem to be doing very well. Much love to you, sir. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to see. We've had several people tonight that have popped in and been like, stuff is going really well. Okay. That's really cool. Clarity Challenge, claritychallenge.net. Okay. Yeah. So if you would just do 2 things for me. One, if you haven't subscribed already on YouTube, check that out because we got longer videos on there. And then 2, check out the claritychallenge.net, 45-day clarity challenge. We're going to be advertising it a bunch coming up here in the next week or so because we want to be able to help people get clarity, and people are getting clarity through it. It's really amazing. Like, the transformed lives have been really cool coming out of that program. Do you accept the concept that NPD is incurable? I think everybody is capable of change. I just think a lot of people are unwilling to actually acknowledge truth and actually deal with it. The same thing with survivors. Survivors and narcissists are both running from the truth a lot of times. Survivor is running away from the truth of the pain. narcissists running away from the truth of the shame. How much people engage with that and are open and honest really is the capacity of change. Can near-death experience change a narcissist? Might have the possibility of waking them up slightly, but doesn't mean that they'll stay that way. Okay. Here's the thing. If any of you are wondering about, like, can my narcissist change? What's that look like? If you're not seeing the person be honest, if you're not seeing the person show vulnerability, not in the past, but in the present, vulnerability of emotions, feelings, what's actually going on inside, and if you're not seeing them develop and show consistent change, you're in a relationship with no hope. Okay. And I'm not saying that to just be like, oh, it's the worst thing ever. No, I'm saying it like it's the worst thing ever because you're in a relationship with someone who is fake and that there is no baseline, there is no foundation for your relationship to grow. Okay. So that's the thing is like you have people that look at me, you have people that look at Lee, you have people that look at other people and they're like, but you're aware, but you understand, but you're with your wife, like all this kind of stuff. And like when it comes down to it, like, yeah, the reason why I'm with my wife is because of honesty, vulnerability, and consistent change. If I didn't have those, or if there's other aspects of boundaries or lines that I would go across, she'd be gone. Okay. Make a decision to make changes and hold himself accountable. Yeah. That's the difference. Is like being able to say, I'm going to be accountable for the shit I've done and actually move forward. Did I miss a reply from you? Oh, no, you're talking to someone else. For sure, signing up for the Clarity Challenge, hopping on this one coming up. No, it'd be good to have you. So if you haven't already, go to the website and just like fill out the email. That way you get an email as soon as it comes out. I'll tell you what, I don't think we've like told anybody this. For all those who like sign up like early of like just putting your name and email, I know that we're going to be running like a discount for the people like that sign up early. Like it doesn't mean you even like guaranteed a spot. It's just like, hey, like we'll send out a coupon. You'll get a chance to be able to jump in early with that before like anybody else, because that'll be coming out. It'll get released on the 23rd for people to be able to sign up. If you go to the website now, claritychallenge.net, and you put in your name and your email, what it'll actually do is it'll let you get a discount before it even comes out. I don't know what the team's running right now, just off the top of my head, but I know that's coming if you're already signed up with that. Okay. So you can go to claritychallenge.net, be able to check that out. Okay. How do we battle the self-doubt after leaving? Why is going no contact so hard? April would love to have you check that out as well. Okay. Because we specifically go over like the guilt after leaving, the guilt after everything going on, the self-doubt and everything. We specifically go through stuff like that. I ignored your comment. What comment? You know, I only ignore you because I care about you. Where is it? I don't know. You put too many comments. How am I supposed to find your comment? So sad how much destruction they leave behind where they could just carry on. Yeah. I was in therapy for 18 months, and now I feel strong enough after 11 months of no contact. Awesome. That's good to hear. Keep that up. Keep that up. How are they able to keep stable guy friends for years? Sometimes they're narcissistic. Sometimes they're enabling. When do you guys come to Cali? I don't really know. Sorry. I don't have any dates. Last I heard, we were going to be putting together a workshop April or May. Sorry, like we as in like not the narc Avengers, like we as in like myself and I think possibly mental healness, and then also maybe Catherine Kleiss. I don't know. We're working on some of the details. I'm trying to find a venue, that kind of stuff. But there is a possibility of an in-person workshop happening April or May of this year in the southeast of the United States. The Clarity Challenge, as you said, starts the 23rd. Then how often is there one? Every 14 days or every month? And through the NARC app, can I still receive the discount? Yeah, no, that's a very good question. So actually, it does run roughly about every month is when we're running it. And you can get, that's a very good question. I'm glad you brought it up. You can get a discount through the NARC app. So if anybody is on the NARC app, you can find out about that by narcapp.com. narcapp.com. If you're on the NARC app already, sign up through the NARC app for the Clarity Challenge because you get a 25% off discount. If we want to try to be able to help the people that are like actually like striving and moving forward together in their healing in the NARC app, because they're building community, they're logging in on Monday nights, they're they're connecting with people all across the globe in that healing aspect. And so if you're on the NARC app, NARC app, if you're on the NARC app, it's 25% off the stuff that we do. So whether you're meeting with me one-on-one, whether you're getting involved in the Clarity Challenge, or like getting other like products or things like that, there's a lot of different things that are going on there. So typically the majority of stuff we have is 25% off. Okay. Would it be live? Solid Crew, would it be live? If you're talking about the Clarity Challenge, it's all online, and you can actually do it. You can actually do it on the same pace as everybody else. You just be logging in a different time of the day. So like perfectly fine for you to be able to like do it any place in the world. You're just logging in like every 24 hours and doing it. So whether that's your day is our night, whatever it might be, totally fine. Okay. Awesome. Really glad to be able to have you guys. So we're going to be getting ready to log off. So we'll be back next Friday, 8:15 Eastern time is what I'm trying to shoot for. Today we were a little bit late. We were like 8:30. Evidently, I got to clean off the computer every time before we do this. But we're going to be here. If you guys haven't had a chance to be able to check it out, rawmotivations.com houses everything there. You can go to the YouTube. Like I asked you before, just subscribe, just to be able to help us as we spread awareness. And then if you haven't had a chance to be able to check it out, go to claritychallenge.net. Okay. Today is the last day of the challenge. I know we've got a lot of other exciting stuff coming. I'm really glad that you're going through it though. That's awesome. Okay. Find it odd that there's such a small population in the world that supposedly has NPD, but there's so many experiences from that. If you take that percentage and you magnify it across the globe, it's actually a lot of people. Even Dr. Ramani, one of the leading people about narcissism, like says that she believes it's closer to like 10%, even 12%. You have to also remember that the small population of narcissists that we're looking at, like Google, to like give us all our answers, whole nother topic there. But like when we're looking at that like small number, it's also that's going off of the ones that got diagnosed. Okay. Narcissists don't like getting diagnosed. I don't want to go tell someone that something's wrong with me when nothing's wrong with me. Okay. Told me I'm supposed to look beyond his imperfections. Oh, that's a bunch of crap. Crazy. All right. Anyways, thank you all so much. I hope you all have a blessed evening and a blessed night. We'll be back next Friday. If you guys are on the NARC app, then we will see you live inside the NARC app. We're going to be answering a lot of questions inside the NARC app on Monday night. I'm going to be going through a couple different things, what's happening, introducing some of the challenges, some of the new things that are happening. We got a cool survey coming out just to be able to help you understand, like, hey, this is what's happening. There's a lot of different things happening, okay? And then next Monday, make sure you tune in to the NARC app. We'll be going live. Not live, but through the Zoom call. We'll be doing the Zoom call in there with my wife. She's going to be coming on and going to be answering a lot of your questions. So if you have questions, you want to have my wife answer them one-on-one, we'd love to be able to have you there. That's going to be inside the NARC app. Sign up under the Survivor tab, and you can actually go into there, get the Zoom link. We'll be able to see you there. If you guys haven't had a chance to be able to hear the podcast, episode 1 for season 2 was out on Monday. Episode 2 is coming out on Monday. They release every Monday at 9 a.m. And if you don't know what that's called, it's called Trauma, Drama, and Life. So that's myself and my wife, Kayla Taylor. Some of those, we've been changing around some stuff, but some of those are going to be coming to YouTube as well because we're doing video. And we tried to do like the first video, and Spotify didn't like work as well as what we thought it was going to be. So we're just keeping it regular podcast, but we're actually going to have the video going up on YouTube, working out some kinks of that, and we'll kind of go from there. Anyways, I got to run. Time for bed. Like I said, I wake up at 4 a.m. to start the day and to start working on me. So y'all work on you, and we'll see you guys next Friday. Super glad that y'all are here. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you next Friday.